Hi, I'm Professor KK, your own Stata professor. Do you want to learn Stata but do not know where to start? Are you afraid of its commands? Do you think that it is too difficult? Then you are watching the right video series. I am going to teach you Stata easily, quickly, and without tears using its extensive menu system. This is Introduction to Stata using menus in 28 lessons. In this video, you will learn how to start exploring your dataset and the variable storage types of Stata. In the previous lesson, we learned how to open a do file. We will continue working with that same do file. We open the do file editor by clicking on the do file editor icon on the icon bar. Within the do file editor, we hit the open file icon and then locate our do file, which is my first.do, and then press open, and this opens our do file. We now select the line which says use and then the dataset and run it by clicking on the run button. This loads the dataset into Stata. Once we have loaded a dataset, we want to see what have we got. This is done by describing the dataset. The describe command resides in the data menu. So we go to the data menu and then describe data and click on describe data in memory or in a file. This activates the describe dialog box. We are not going to change anything in this dialog box and just hit OK. The result pane shows us that the command is describe, and this is exactly what we would have to type if we were typing the command. The output of the describe command shows us how many variables are there and how many observations are there. It also shows us the names of the variables in the first column, the storage type in the second column. Then it shows the display format of the variables, if any value label or variable label is attached to the variable or not. Towards the bottom of this output, it also tells us whether the dataset has been sorted by any variable's values or not. Our dataset is not sorted by any variable. Along with that, it also indicates by an asterisk whether a variable has any notes attached to it or not. This asterisk appears just in front of the variable label. We will learn about variable label, value label, and notes in a later video. We will now talk about variable storage types. When we load a dataset in Stata, it expects the dataset to be in rectangular format. A rectangular dataset has variables in columns and observations in rows. Stata allows for three different types of variables: numeric, string, and date and time. We will talk about numeric and string types today. Numbers are usually stored as numeric variables so that we can do mathematical calculations with them. There are 5 different types of numeric variables, which are byte, int, long, float, and double. The other type that we are talking about today is the string type. String type is for variables which store names and persons and places, sentences and expressions, and also numbers with which we do not want to do any mathematical calculations. String type is indicated by str followed by a number or a capital L. The number indicates what is the maximum length of the characters that we can store as the variable's values. The maximum value that this number can take is 2045. Strings with even more characters has to be stored as str capital L. The date and time variable type is a bit advanced and therefore we will discuss it later. Each of the 5 numeric types take more and more space. Small integers should be efficiently stored as bytes, while real numbers with decimal parts, which needs to be stored for precise calculations, should be stored as float or double. However, you do not need to worry about those things right now. The main point is that whenever you see any of these 5 words written, byte, int, long, float, and double, you should understand that that variable is a numeric variable. The word numeric will not appear anywhere. The bottom part of the describe output also tells us whether we have made any changes to our dataset after loading or not. Since we have not made any changes, this part is now empty. You might also want to look at the actual dataset. We can do that by browsing the dataset in the data browser. To open the data browser, we have to click on the data browser icon. The data browser icon looks like a spreadsheet with a magnifying glass on top of it. There is also another similar looking icon beside it, which is the data editor icon. Do not click on it. Open the data browser. Clicking on the data browser icon opens the data browser window. The data browser window looks like a spreadsheet. The variables are in the columns and the observations are in the rows. The top portion shows the variable names. We can scroll down or scroll up to look through the values of any of the variables. We can also scroll from right to left to look across all the variables. We will now copy the describe command from the history pane to the do file and save the do file to store what we have done today. So we right click on the describe command, press copy, then go to the do file editor, and in a new line at the bottom of the do file, paste this command. Then we add a few empty lines and press the save icon. This way we have saved what we did today. There you have it. In just a few minutes you have learned how to know the names and storage types of the variables that you have in your dataset, and also how to look at the dataset in the data browser. In the next video, we will learn how to know a bit more about each of our variables and also how Stata handles missing values for any variable. So stay tuned. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing, hit the like button and the notification icon so that you do not miss any of these videos. And as always, keep learning. Thank you for watching.